Okay, let's dive right into pituitarism. We're talking about a condition where the body's absolute master coordinator, this tiny little gland at the base of your brain, starts sending out all the wrong signals. And when it does, it can cause total system-wide chaos.
So let me just ask you this. What single pea-sized gland could possibly be powerful enough to run your stress response, your growth, and your entire metabolism? I mean, that's a massive job for something so ridiculously small, right?
Yep, you guessed it, it's the pituitary gland. And honestly, the best way to think about it is as the central relay station for your whole endocrine system. It's listening to signals from the brain and then, bam, translating them into powerful hormonal marching orders for the rest of the body.
Now, when everything's working the way it should, this system is, well, it's a masterpiece of balance. The pituitary is the conductor of a huge hormonal orchestra, making sure every single instrument is perfectly in tune.
So how does it keep that perfect tune? The secret sauce is this brilliant little mechanism called negative feedback. It's just like the thermostat in your house, seriously. When hormone levels get high enough, they send a message back to the pituitary that basically says, hey, we're good here, you can cool it for a bit. And that simple loop is what keeps everything humming along in that perfect, stable zone. But what happens when that perfectly balanced relay station breaks? This is where things get really interesting, because the system can fail in two totally opposite, but yeah, equally dangerous ways.
And here they are, the two sides of the same broken coin. On one side, you have hyperpituitarism. That's over-signaling. The pituitary is just screaming instructions non-stop. On the other side, you've got hypopituitarism. That's under-signaling. The pituitary has gone completely radio silent.
So what's causing all this damage in the first place? Well, it could be a few things, right? Head trauma, maybe a loss of blood flow, but far and away, the #1 culprit is something called a pituitary adenoma. It's a benign tumor, but it's a real troublemaker that can either start churning out way too many hormones or just grow and start squishing the healthy gland tissue around it.
All right, let's dig into that first problem, hyperpituitarism. Just imagine your body's system is completely overloaded. The engine is redlining and the off switch is broken. That's pretty much what this is like.
And this quote from our source material just hits the nail on the head. The real problem isn't just that the pituitary is yelling all the time. It's that it loses its ability to listen. It's totally deaf to those, hey, slow down signals we were talking about. And if it can't listen, the body has zero chance of getting back into balance.
So check out how this toxic chain reaction happens. A tumor forms. And because it's basically a rogue agent, it doesn't play by the rules. It ignores all the body's stop signs. It just keeps spewing out one particular hormone, which then forces a target organ, like say your adrenal gland, into this constant damaging state of red alert. And the kind of damage you see really depends on which hormone is being overproduced. For example, if you get way too much ACTH, that tells your adrenal glands to go into overdrive, flooding you with the stress hormone cortisol, which leads to stuff like muscle wasting. Too much growth hormone, you get abnormal tissue growth. It's like each rogue signal creates its own special brand of chaos.
And this is a really key point. The tumor is a double threat. You've got the chemical damage from all the hormonal chaos, sure, but you've also got plain old physical damage. As this thing grows, it starts pressing on its neighbors, especially the optic nerve, which can actually cause vision loss. So it's attacking from two sides.
Okay, so let's flip the script and look at the other side of this, hypopituitarism. If hyperpituitarism was the system in overdrive, this is a total system shutdown, a power failure. This is what happens when the signals just stop.
So what is it really? It's a failure to send out those crucial chemical messages. And without those get-to-work, starter signals, key glands throughout your body are just sitting around waiting for instructions that never arrive. The result? A whole body slowdown.
And the chain of events here is a mirror image of what we just saw, but in reverse. The pituitary tissue gets damaged. Maybe it gets squished by a tumor that isn't producing hormones, or it gets starved of blood. Whatever the cause, hormone production just grinds to a halt. And as a result, those target glands, the thyroid, the adrenals, they just go dormant.
And the impact of these missing messages, well, it's huge. No TSH to kickstart your thyroid? Your metabolism just slows to a crawl. You feel exhausted, cold all the time. No ACTH for your adrenals? You literally can't handle stress, and your blood pressure can plummet. And without ADH, the hormone that helps you hold on to water, you can get dangerously dehydrated fast.
So imagine you see this number on a lab report. Greater than 145. Okay, so what? What is that?
And why should that number make your heart skip a beat?
Well, that number is your blood sodium level, and when it gets that high, it's a blaring alarm bell for severe dehydration. It's the direct, measurable result of missing that ADH signal we were just talking about. Suddenly, this abstract hormone deficiency becomes a very concrete, very urgent neurological danger.
But of all the dangers here, the single most critical threat is something called an adrenal crisis. This is an absolutely life-threatening situation. Your body has no cortisol, which means it has no way to respond to any kind of stressor. We're talking an infection, a minor surgery, anything. Without that ability, your entire cardiovascular system can just collapse.
So let's just put it all together here, because it's actually pretty simple when you break it down. Hyperpituitarism, too much signal, usually from a tumor, and the danger is tissue damage. Hypopituitarism, not enough signal from a damaged gland, and the danger is not being able to handle stress. See? Two sides of the same broken, dysfunctional coin. Okay, so after all that, how do we actually fix this mess? Well, the goal, no matter which side of the coin you're on, is the same. You've got to restore that delicate hormonal balance. You have to get the body's communication network back online.
And the path to getting there is pretty logical. Step 1, figure out exactly what's wrong with blood tests and an MRI. Step 2, attack the root cause, like getting rid of a tumor. And step 3, and this is absolutely critical, you replace the missing signals. For hypopituitarism, that means giving back the missing hormones. And the golden rule is you always replace cortisol first to prevent that deadly adrenal crisis.
You know, when you step back, the pituitary really is the conductor of our entire internal universe, isn't it? It coordinates everything from our energy levels to our ability to handle stress. So it leaves us with this one big question. What happens to the symphony of the body when we finally restore those signals and the conductor at last picks the baton back up?